Hi everyone, I'm back again and I've got a little craft with me project for you today, and what I wanted to do was put together a little printable journal. This is the first one that I put together, and this is from my kit, which I'll link below. It's called the Printable Cherry Blossom Mini Journal. So it's quite a small little journal, but all of the pages are printable, and you can print on the front and the back. And the first one that I put together, which is this one, I used the Coptic stitch binding, and I wasn't very good at it actually. I found it a little bit difficult, so I think I need a bit more practice with that. I think I did film it, but it wasn't really a very good tutorial as far as the binding went, because I wasn't really sure what I was doing. So anyway, I've decided that I wanted to put it together again, but this time I'm going to do it differently, because there's a few different ways you can put it together. You can put it together any way you like. So yeah, I'm going to do something different this time. And so these are the pages that you get in this. This is the because I have the mini journal, Cherry Blossom Mini Journal, which is this one here, and then I have the Cherry Blossom scrapbooking pages, which is just a set of 16 full-size pages of scrapbooking paper, and they're similar to these sort of designs. And then the other kit that I have is the Cherry Blossom ephemera kit, which has other pieces of ephemera besides these little ones. I'll show you when I get to them, but the ephemera in those are a little bit bigger. They're probably best to use with the scrapbooking papers, but you can resize them down to use in this mini journal, because that's actually what I've done in this one. Some of the pieces were too big, so I've resized them down, like this tag. There's an envelope here that was like a full page size envelope on the printable, but I resized it right down, and quite cute. I put a couple of the little bits of ephemera in there that you get with this mini kit. So yeah, just to let you know that you can mix and match like that. Okay, so I'll just run through the pages. So we've got the front and back cover, and by the way, it's still got my old shop name on there. I used to be Red Deer Printables, but that's okay. If you did search for Red Deer Printables, you'll still get to my new shop, which is Lavender Blu. So it doesn't matter, I'll just leave that on there. And so that's some more pages here, double pages. Four there. One. This one. These. And right, so that's all the pages. There's 1, 2. Oh, I missed one. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 9, 10, 11 double pages, including the cover. So this is the actual ephemera kit, a separate kit, but this is the one that you also can resize down. I've kept it the normal size because I'm just going to use some of these things, the smaller things on there. And that was the envelope that I showed you that I'd resized down, but it's still alright that size. So I may use that, and I may use these 2 tags here. These ones are probably a bit big. And the other part of the ephemera kit, you've got envelopes. So they're quite biggish on an A4 size paper, but you can resize these down also. So you can use them in the mini kit. Okay, so we'll just put them aside. And so the first thing I need to do is to cut out all the pages in the mini journal kit. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut them all out, and then I will be back. Okay, so I'm back, and I've cut out all of the pages and the ephemera that I want to use, and I've also inked all the edges, because even though the pages have already got the black around them, when you print them, you get the white on the edge here. You get the white of the core of the paper still showing through, so I like to ink them. And I used walnut stain from Tim Holtz Distress Ink. We use any sort of brown ink or black, whatever you like. So yeah, I've done that. Now I'm just going to show you how to prepare the pages. So first of all, I'm going to grab the cover page. You can use any page for the cover. I'm going to use this one. So what I want to do is I want to cut this one in half, because I want a separate front and back cover, but the rest of the pages, they're going to be folded in half. But I don't want to do that with the cover, which you'll see why when we get to putting all the pages together. So what I'm going to do is glue this down onto a piece of black cardstock, and shall I cut it in? I might just cut it in half first. Just get the center there. And I'll head over to my trimmer and just trim this in half. Hopefully I'll get it straight. Okay, so I'm just going to ink those edges again where I just cut it. Going to get some glue tape. It's a little bit quicker and easier than using a wet glue sometimes. Hopefully I can get it started all right. But obviously you can use whatever glue you like. I don't have one of those big what are they called? CTG, ETG guns, where you big ones for the tape yet, but sometimes I wish I did have one. And I usually prefer to use a drier glue on my paper projects, such as this, or a glue stick, or a tacky glue, a clear tacky glue, because I find it it dries a lot quicker. It's more of a drier glue. It's not so wet as, say, your PVA glue, so it won't buckle the paper as much. Put them on the outside. Okay. So I've done that, so I'll just cut them out. Sorry I can't bring my paper cutter over there, but it's just a little bit big for that because I've got a guillotine. Sticking the cardstock on the back is just going to give it a bit more stability. The cover, plus I used a black cardstock because I just wanted it to be plain black on the inside. That for now, but what I want to do is cover these with Mod Podge or PVA glue. I mix my PVA glue 60% glue with about 40% water. It works a lot like Mod Podge when you do that, and it just dries a lot quicker. It's easier to sort of work with if you mix it with a bit of water. So I like to apply it with a brush. Okay, so I've just put it onto a bit of I think it's greaseproof paper. It's a little bit shiny and easy to work on. I'm going to start with one layer, but I'll probably end up doing two, and then we'll do the other pages while we wait for this to dry. Sometimes one coat is enough if you think it's looking shiny enough, but I prefer putting two of this on. If you have gel medium, you probably only need one coat. You can use gel medium as well. Just making sure it's covered. And I like to brush one way and then back the other way, so you're not left with too many streaks. Okay, so make sure it doesn't stick. You could do it on a piece of plastic, that probably would be a better idea, or a craft mat, which I don't have at the moment. So we'll just put those aside for now. Okay, so now we can prepare the other pages. So what we're going to do, just put the little bits of ephemera aside for now. What we're going to do is just fold them all in half. Yeah, I'm going to fold them in half, and some of them I'm going to glue together just as they are. There's my little bone folder, and just glue all sides down. Some of them, that's why I haven't printed on the other side of these, because we're gluing them together. And some of them I'm just going to glue maybe two sides and have a pocket this side. You can do that with all of them or none of them, or I might do it with every second page maybe, put a pocket, because that makes room for larger tags or journaling cards then. Just go through all the pages. And of course re-ink them. Oh, do I need to do that? No, actually we don't need to re-ink them because I've done that all the way around already. I think some of mine I haven't cut quite straight. Hopefully they're all pretty similar. So just fold them all in half. So what we need to do now is decide which order we want to put the pages. So I might put that one. I might have this one as my first page, and we're going to just sit the pages on top of each other. We're not going to put them inside like this. We're going to glue them together and sit them on top of each other, whatever order you like. That one. Just make sure they're not upside down. That one. I might put this one, that one, and then this one. Okay. So I'm going to glue them all together now. I might have to speed this up a bit because you don't want to be watching me gluing for the next 5 minutes or so, I'm sure. So this one I'm going to glue all three sides. Oh, it's upside down. Is it? Yeah, it was upside down. All three sides. Never seem to have much luck with these things. Oh, might have to use my tacky glue. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and glue all these pages together, and then I'll be back again. So all my pages are now glued together, and I have every second one I've just glued down the top and bottom and made the page a pocket. I might cut circles in them maybe, I'm not sure yet. So that's that one. This one should be a pocket. That one. It's a pocket. And I use tacky glue for the pocket ones. Just put a very, very thin bead down the edges. And you can do it the other way if you want pockets in the top. Just glue here and here and leave the top open. One and the pocket one. So what we need to do for this binding is you'll need a paper hole punch. So I'm just going to get my ruler and measure the center of one of these. Okay, so it's 12.3 centimeters, or how many inches? It's about 4 7/8 of an inch. 4 7/8, or 12.3 centimeters. So I'll divide that in half and I'll round it off to 6.2 or 6.1. I'll just put 6.2 as the center. There. You can hardly see that mark there. So, I'm not sure if I can do it. Depends on your paper punch. Mine has this little thing here that is for different size papers. Just going to see where that lines up. Center, because I have a little arrow here that tells me where the center is, or that points to the center. And it's about keep losing my pencil mark. It's about, I can always rub this out afterwards. You just use a graphite pencil. It's about there. So what I'm going to do with mine is just push this in. Push this in until it meets the edge of, hold that down, the edge of my paper. And then all the other ones should line up the same. Yep. And so, I'm not sure how far in that's going to come in, but I'm just going to put it all the way in, and let me just have a test first. I don't want to go in too far. That should be fine for our binding. Maybe out just a tiny bit. So once again, it depends on the size of your punch and how far you can push the paper in. But I'm going to come across a little bit more, probably about maybe 1/8 of an inch, or about 3 millimeters. But I want them all to punch the same, so I'm just thinking, what if I don't get them all the same? No, look, I'm just going to punch them as they are. So we'll go through, and that's fine. We'll go through and punch all the pages. And then once I've done this, that will probably be the end of this video, because it's getting a bit long now, so I'll make it a two-part video, two-part series. And in the next video I'll show you how we're going to bind the pages together. Well, we'll finish off the front and back covers, and then we will bind the pages together and add our embellishments. Okay, so they're all stamped and hopefully all the holes are lining up. Yep, you can see that. So the way that we're going to bind this, and I'm not going to do it just yet, I'll do it in the next video, but we're going to put the front and back cover on and punch holes in them as well. And then we're going to use a bit of ribbon or string or lace or whatever you have to poke through the holes and tie it in a bow. So perhaps before the next video you can decide what you want to thread through the holes. It might be a bit of twine, it might be some ribbon, it might be some lace. You may even have some small rings, binder rings, but I don't have any. So yeah, I'm choosing between this nice pink lace ribbon here, I really like that, or this one. But anyway, we'll finish with this video now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys.